Hi, the second update in one day, this one referring to what's happening with the Myanmar earthquake, the critical cleanup in Myanmar and the ongoing recovery operation and the effects that it had on Bangkok. We've seen lots of videos of swishing condos, pools overflowing onto the streets. I was thinking, what if you were standing along the street and you had all those tons of water just crashing down on top of you? I'm pretty sure that would hurt. Minimum, you'd get wet. Okay, so let's get into this. And by the way, please subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with things happening in Thailand. As we head to Myanmar, starting off with reports from theguardian.com. And their report saying that the World Health Organization says it has reports of 3 hospitals destroyed and 22 partially damaged in the region affected by Friday's earthquake. And according to a statement from the UN, as reported by AP, the earthquake's devastation has overwhelmed healthcare facilities in the affected areas, which are struggling to manage the influx of injured individuals. There's an urgent need for trauma and surgical care, blood transfusion supplies, anaesthetics, essential medicines, and mental health support. And this report from Associated Press about the Hula Tien Monastery in Mandalay. 270 monks were taking a religious exam at the time of the earthquake, and rescue workers at the scene on Monday said 70 were able to escape, 50 have already been found dead, 150 still unaccounted for. That really just a snapshot of one particular building throughout that whole north-central area around Mandalay in Myanmar. And this report from Archie Bland of The Guardian, who says communications with many of the affected areas are poor, partly because many of them have been ravaged by the country's ongoing civil war, with much of the country out of the control of the ruling junta. And just an official update on the full toll from Myanmar, this from 3 hours ago, official death toll at over 1,700 as 60 mosques reported destroyed or damaged. And this snapshot, a Myanmar Muslim organisation, says more than 700 worshippers were killed when the 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck the country at Friday prayer time during the holy month of Ramadan. Of course, Friday lunchtime prayers for Muslims, and so many in the mosque at the time. And then it says the country's military-led government's put the death toll so far at, it should be 1,700, according to Associated Press. And then it says the government's put the number of injured at 3,400 and said that more than 300 people are still missing. In a rare moment of hope, a woman trapped beneath the remains of a hotel building for nearly 60 hours was pulled out alive today. That one story, that one photo providing hope that more people can be found. But we go to CNN for this perspective, and it says golden rescue window closing 3 days after quake kills more than 1,700 in Myanmar and Thailand. Here's what we know. And rescuers are desperately searching for survivors more than 3 days after the powerful earthquake struck Myanmar, toppling buildings as far away as the Thai capital Bangkok and sending tremors through nearby Chinese provinces. And it notes that the first 72 hours after a quake are widely regarded as the golden window to reach victims buried alive under rubble. After that period, the chances of survival without a water source diminishes rapidly. And the epicentre was recorded in Myanmar's central Sagang region, near the former royal capital Mandalay, home to around 1.5 million people, as well as multiple historic temple complexes and palaces. Those at the epicentre of the quake are largely cut off following the collapse of a key bridge over the country's Irrawaddy River, according to officials. And just noting there, the second paragraph, the US Geological Survey estimated the final death toll could surpass 10,000 people based on early modelling. Well, of course, we do hope that's wrong. Let's go to a report from Associated Press. The smell of death permeates Myanmar cities after quake kills over 1,600 and leaves countless buried. Well, that headline not up with the 1,700 number which is currently being reported. And to these paragraphs, relief efforts have been hampered by buckled roads, downed bridges, spotty communications, and the challenges of operating in a country in the midst of a civil war. And halfway through that next paragraph, local residents are moving rubble by hand and with shovels in 41-degree heat, with only the occasional tracked excavator to be seen. As we go from Myanmar to the Thai capital of Bangkok, we start with the Bangkok Post. Thai quake death toll reaches 17, with 77 missing, monorail still halted. And moving through that first paragraph, it notes the Bangkok to Nonthaburi monorail remained halted due to a dislocated power rail. We should note that other parts of the BTS and the MRT are running as normal today. And the BMA's reported 17 fatalities, 32 injured people as of yesterday morning. The death toll included 10 bodies at the collapsed site of the new State Audit Office compound in Chatuchak. It says that 7 other fatalities happened elsewhere, mostly at condominium construction sites, and included collapsed cranes. 3 people were injured in a falling elevator in the Silom area. And the removal of debris near the Dindang Expressway ramp was 80% completed. If the task is not finished in time, City Hall might announce a work-from-home measure today. And City Hall's also received about 9,500 reports of building damage through the Trafifondu app, and volunteer engineers were deployed to check the buildings. And plenty of information being asked about the actual building, and Thai PBS World has this headline: Contract for State Audit Office construction under scrutiny. And the 30-storey building standing proud there before it collapsed on Friday. And the State Audit Office is coming under heavy criticism on social media over the awarding of the contract for the construction for its new head office, which collapsed following the earthquake, to a Chinese construction company in a joint venture with Ital-Thai development. Ital-Thai, probably the largest construction company here in Thailand. And one netizen saying the State Audit Office, whose main duty is to audit spending by other state agencies, should also be subject to investigation, as it was the only high-rise building under construction in the capital which collapsed as a result of the tremor. And the investigative Facebook page CSILA also has raised questions about the credibility of the Chinese construction company China Railway No. 10, Thailand. And they say it sent its reporters to survey the Chinese company, found that it's located in a shop house, which looks like a second-hand alloy wheel store, rather than a company responsible for implementing a 2 billion baht construction project. And then we go to this article also in Thai PBS World. Chinese staff questioned over documents taken from the Chatuchak collapse site. Chatuchak district officials have filed a police complaint after 4 employees of the Chinese construction firm responsible for constructing the building entered the restricted site, apparently without permission. They were captured in viral videos and photographs carrying a number of files from the site, which had been declared a disaster zone after the 30-storey building collapsed following an earthquake in Myanmar, which sent tremors through Bangkok and other parts of Thailand. And up the top there, upon receiving complaints about their alleged unauthorised entry, police visited the area, located the 4 employees, and has invited them for questioning. One of them claimed to be a director responsible for applying for construction licences, and police found them in possession of 32 documents containing details about the contractors and engineering works. The documents were seized for inspection before the employees were released. They told police they needed the documents to file an insurance claim. So that's a quick update on some of the main points of interest that people have been talking about over recent days. Of course, the main focus should still be on Myanmar, where so many hundreds, perhaps even thousands of people are still not found. And those ongoing recovery efforts will continue as some international aid and assistance starts to flow in, notably from Thailand, where they've sent 55 soldiers to assist. And with that, another invitation to subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll bring you more updates, well, tomorrow or when the news happens.